everybody, and welcome to Storm Reads. And today I'm going to be continuing on with my September TBR and talking about the rest of the books that I'm going to have on my TBR. I am going to also be participating in Series September, and this is hosted by Krista from Books and Jam and Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand. And there are several prompts to read, but really, if you read some series and everything, then you're participating. But I tried to do all the prompts, but there is one prompt that I just don't have anything to read for, so I'm just going to skip that prompt. There's a bingo board, and if I can get it up here, I will post it up here so you can see it. But here are the prompts. It's read a book in a series you have touched in. If you hear something strange, my dad is outside working our weed eater thing, so just ignore that. Anyway, so the first prompt is read a book in a series that you haven't touched in a year. You have seen this book before because I was supposed to read it last month and I just didn't get to it. And so I thought, you know what, this works perfect for this prompt. I really want to read it. I need to prioritize reading it. And so, here we go. The Devil's Workshop by Alex Grecian. This is number 3 in the Scotland Murder Squad series. And I started it. I only got, let's see. I got to page 63. So yeah, I didn't get very far. So I want to get this one done. And it fits this prompt perfectly because I'm sure it's been maybe even over a year since I've read the second one, so I really need to get to this one. I really like this series, and I have the next 2, and so I really need to get on the ball so that I can finish out this series. So there's that one. And then the next one is to read a book in the most recent series you've started. So for that, I'm going to go with Stabbed in the Baklava by Tina Kashian, because this is number 2 in the Kitchen Kebab series, and it also is the read-along series that we are doing in the Killing Time with Cozy's Discord group, so it fits perfectly for this prompt. I don't know anything about it, except for that it involves, oh, what was her name? Yeah, I was right. So it's has Lucy in it, and her family has a Mediterranean restaurant on the Jersey Shore, and I thought the first one was just okay, so I'm hoping the second one's going to be better. And I really apologize if you can hear my dad working the weed eater monster. It's really loud. I know I can hear it really good, so sorry. But I want to get this done, so I'm just going to continue on. The next one is to start a series. Don't really want to start any more series because I have a whole bunch started, but if I'm going to start one, then I'm going to start this one. So it's Case of the Gilded Fly by Edmund Crispin, and this is a Genvasi Fen number 1, and I just recently got this, and so I thought if I'm going to start a series, I want to start one that's actually on my shelves. And so I have this one, and it's not real thick, so hopefully it'll go pretty good. And yeah, it's got fairly decent sized print, so hopefully I'll be able to get this one done quickly. And it says meet Gervais Fenn, professor of English literature at the University of Oxford. Being a Don notwithstanding, Fenn's true interest is police work. So I don't know what kind of thing he's going to get involved with, case he's going to get involved with, but he looks like a very determined man, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm excited to try this. On a whim, I picked up like a whole bunch of this series when I went to the Restore, and you could get like 10 books for $1, and it had like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of the books, but they didn't have number 1, so I bought number 1 off of abesbook.com, and so I'm kind of curious to see if I'll like it. This came out in, I think, like 1940s or 50s. Yeah, this says 1954, so we'll see how that goes. Then the next one is to finish a series. And so I'm going to do Farewell My Cockatoo by Marty Wingate. And this is also my book spin number 3 pick. So it's kind of like 2 birds with 1 stone. So this fit really good in that because this is the last in the series and I've been putting it off for a while. I had it on my August TBR, but I decided after I seen this readathon that I would just go ahead and save it for this particular prompt. So it works out really well. And I found an audiobook for it, so even better. The next one is to read a book in a duology, and that is the one that I don't have. A lot of times duologies are mainly fantasy, and so I just don't have any. Any of the ones that I've read both of them since, you know, there's only 2, so it's really quickly to finish. So I just don't have anything for this one. And then the next one is to read a book in a series that is longer than 5 books. And I have been working my way through this series, so I'm going to read the Spy School series. And it's Spy School Secret Service by Stuart Gibbs is the 5th book in the series, and that is what I'm needing to read. And I'm hoping to get to maybe at least 5 and 6 during this readathon. We will see. My goal is to finish the series by the end of the year, and so the more I can get read, the better. And so I think there's like 9 in this series, so we'll see how it goes. They're really they're not too long on audiobook. I think they're like 7 or 8 hours, so they're really easy to get through. The next book is prompt is to read a second book in a series. So with this one, I am going with Shelved Under Murder by Victoria Gilbert. It's the Blue Ridge Library number 2. And I've read... This one could also work, I think, for the book you haven't read in like the last year or whatever. Because it's been a while since I read the first one. And I enjoyed the first one. I just do that. I read the first one and then I forget about it and I never pick up any more. But I really like this series, the first one, and so I would like to give the second one a try and hopefully continue on from there and keep up with it a little bit better than I have with the first one. And then the next one is to read 2 books in the same series. So with that one, I'm doing another series that I'm trying to catch up on. It's on my Series About Series list, same as the Spy School. And so this one I'm going to read Murder in Chelsea, which is number 15, and then Murder in Murray Hall, which is number 16, by Victoria Thompson. And these are the Gaslight series that you've seen on here quite a bit because I have been reading quite a few of them this year. And so I still have a long ways to go because I think there's like 24 in this series, but I would like to try to get as many read this year as possible. So I thought this was a perfect prompt for that series. So the last prompt is to read your newest purchase that's part of a series. So I'm doubling up with Case of the Gilded Fly by Edmund Crispin. This is a recent purchase since, like I said before, that I had all the other books in this series, but I didn't have like number 1. And so I went ahead and purchased this off of abooks.com, and I just got it, I believe, maybe the beginning of August or maybe the end of July. But it's a fairly recent purchase, so I've decided to double up on that and read this one. Then I thought I was done with readathons. And then Elizabeth from LizziefayeLovesBooks come out with the Mid-Year Mystery Madness. And this is just, I think, a week-long a week-long readathon from like the 12th to the 18th. And she has a lot of other co-hosts, and so I will make sure to put them all down below because I don't know who all is doing it, but I do know she's like one of the main creators, so I just mentioned her. And it's Subgenre September. And so basically you just need to read a subgenre from mysteries that you don't normally read a subgenre from. So I've got 2. This one being 1 because this is an older mystery, and I haven't read a lot of older mysteries besides Agatha Christie. I think that's the only older type of books for mysteries I've read, and I would like to read more of them. So I'm going to use this for part of my my readathon for that. Since series September goes all month long, so I can just throw this one in during the 12th to the 18th. And also, I don't read a lot of hard-boiled or newer, I never can say that right, books. I would like to read The Maltese Falcon by Dashiell Hammett, but we'll see. I'm going to try to get it from the library. I think they've got an actual copy at my actual library and not online. So I'm going to go and see if I can find that there or get one maybe online. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. But in case I don't, or I decide I want to read something different, I would like to read Devil in a Blue Dress by Walter Mosley. And this is #1 in an Easy Rollins series. And I know I just said I didn't want to start new series, but I don't have a lot of hard-boiled books, and I've heard this is like really good, and I know a lot of people have really enjoyed it, and so I've been really curious about it, and I am wanting to read more books off of my own shelves, so I'm going to go ahead and read this one, and hopefully, and it's not real thick, so I'm hoping I can get to it. So if I don't get to both of them, I will be getting to either The Maltese Falcon or Devil in a Blue Dress. And that's pretty much all I have for like subgenres, even though, because those are ones that I don't necessarily read, and that was kind of like what you were supposed to do, is to read mysteries from a subgenre you don't normally read. But a lot of books that I'm reading can count for this because I do read a lot of subgenres, like the historical mysteries that I read, the cozy mysteries, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, a lot of them could count for that, but those are the ones, since it's just like a week-long readathon, those are the ones I'm going to concentrate during that time period. Okay, that's all the readathons, but yet I still have other books that I really need to read. So here we go. It's gonna be packed full. So I am reading, let's see, I have one book continuing on from continuing on from last month, and I know y'all know what it is because I've talked about it a lot, and so that's The Wheel of Fortune by Susan Howatch. I'm going to continue trying to read a little bit on this, and I'm going to try to make it a point to read at least a few pages a day because I really need to get through this. I really want to see what's going on so that I can get in on the discussion that is on the Discord group. It's Melissa from Libraries and Labradors YouTube channel, and she has a Discord. It's a buddy read Discord, and I really need to see, you know, what other people are thinking about it. And it's really easy to want to cheat and look, but I don't want to spoil myself, so I need to get it done. So there's that one. It's the only one that I'm bringing over from the previous month, unless some of the books that I am currently reading and I don't get them done before the month is over, because you know, that's over like really soon. It's either going to be over by the time this video gets up, or it's going to be on I'm going to be on the last day when this video comes up. So I'm sure I'm going to have some rollover, like really, because I really want to get this read. But yeah, so we have those. And then the Killing Time with Cozy's Discord has decided to not read any more first in series like for book club. They've decided that we want to do a scavenger hunt instead. Everybody was getting tired of like 12 new series. That was going to be a lot, and so we come up with these prompts, and then Ro is pulling them out. We're doing 2 a month, and so this time it was kind of funny because the 2 prompts that she pulled could actually make you read the first in a series, so it was kind of funny. But we kind of altered the one. So one of them is to read a book that somebody else has recommended, and instead of reading like the first book in a series that somebody recommends you, if somebody has recommended this book in our Discord group and you are already reading the series, then you can just go ahead and read the next one in the series. So for that, I am reading The Cider Shop Rules by Julianne Lindsay, and this is number 3 in the Cider Shop Mystery Series. I really like this series, and it's talked about a lot in the Discord group, and so I figured it would be a really good one to go ahead and do. So I'm going to go to that one. And I got that also as an e-arc from Kensington, and it came out in July, so I'm behind, so I'm working really hard, as you can tell, to try to get through some of my e-arcs. Then the next one was to read a new to me author, and that one is pretty hard to do without starting a new series. But since I had already had a series that I was wanting to start, that's fine. So I'm going to be using Murder with Peacocks by Donna Andrews that I mentioned in a previous video with using it for a prompt for a readathon, so fits in fine. Then Melissa from Library in Lavadors is doing another buddy read for September. And this book is Outback by Erin Fletcher. And I found it on Kindle Unlimited, and I think I could get an audiobook on Hoopla. So, and this one's a lot smaller than the Wheel of Fortune. I think it's only like maybe 350 pages or something like that. Much more doable. So, and I'm curious, it's set in Australia, it's a family saga. I'm really trying to see if family sagas is something that I'm going to enjoy or not. This is only going to be like my 3rd attempt at a family saga. And I'm liking the Wheel of Fortune. It's just way different than what I normally read, and it's taking me a little longer to read, which is fine. But, so, yeah, so we're going to give this one a go. I don't know anything about it except for that it's set in Australia. Then I do have my buddy reads that I always have with my friend Barb. And so we are going to read Enjoy the View by Sarah Morgenthaler. This is number 3 in the Moose Springs series. It's a romance series. It's a contemporary, and it's set in Alaska. There is a moose, and he's so cute. Just, I mean, I can just picture him. He's adorable. And we really like the moose. I think we read this for the moose sightings and stuff. I don't know anything really about this, what it's about. I can't even remember the characters that are involved in it, but I know it's one of the friends from the main characters from the first book. But yeah, it's been a while since I've read the second book in this series. Like, I think we read it last year sometime, like, I don't remember when, but my friend's talking about how she was in kind of a romance mood, and I was like, you know, we haven't read the 3rd one, and we really should read the 3rd one, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Then we are going to start on, but we're not going to finish it in September, but we are going to start on European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodore Goss. That is the 2nd book in the Extraordinary Adventures of Athena Club. And that book is like 700 pages. So that's why I said we were going to start it, because I was like, I have way too many books that I've already got on my TBR. I can't put a 700 page book on my TBR because I can't find an audiobook anywhere that I could get for free. I can't. My library doesn't have it. Hoopla doesn't have it. Even AnyPlay doesn't have it. So I just couldn't find it anywhere. So I have to read the ebook because that's the only thing I could find. I couldn't even find it at my actual library. They had book 1, but they don't have book 2. Go figure. Usually it's the other way around. Usually they have like books 2 and 3 and not book 1. So I don't know what happened there. But so unless I missed it whenever I was looking at the library, you know, it could have been checked out. I don't know. So, and then I have one more, and the horror book club pick is Intensity by Dean Koontz. Hopefully I'm going to enjoy this a lot more than the last one, the last 2 or 3 actually. But I like Dean Koontz, but we're hit and miss with Dean Koontz. So, we'll see. I think I've read this one, like when it came out a long time ago, because I think this book came out in the 90s. And I think I liked it then, but I've learned that a lot of stuff that I liked back then, I'm not such a fan of now. So we'll see. I don't even remember what it's about, and I even looked at it, but I don't know. That's okay. Kind of like to go into horror books a little blind, because sometimes the back of the book spoils things. But I do think I can get this one on audio, I hope. So we'll see. That'll help. A lot of these books I can find on audiobook, which will help with the TBR. Even though I have like an e-art copy or a print copy or whatever, if I can get an audiobook, it kind of helps move the TBR along. Because I also have one more thing to mention, and I'm doing a secret TBR, and I'm hoping to work on like a reading vlog with that. So I don't know when that'll come out, but I've already started actually reading books for that, but I'm hoping to have the books read by the end of the month. But it depends on how this TBR goes, because like there's a lot, so it might not come out until next month. But I have started working on my secret TBR, and so I think it'll be kind of fun to keep it a secret so you don't know what I'm reading, and then just have a reading vlog so that you can see everything. So I just wanted to mention that I have that going too. But yeah, so a lot of books, a lot of reading. But in the month of August, I read like 22 or 23 books, I think. If I finish another book today, it might be 24. I don't know, but we'll see. Because I am filming this in August. So if I can read another one. So I've done pretty good. So I think with the amount of books that I have on my TBR is doable. It just really depends on how September goes, because you never know what's going to happen. So that's it. If any of these books on here you've read, or you're thinking about reading, or if you want to buddy read some of them with me, or however it goes, let me know in the comment section, because I'm always up for buddy reading something I'm already in the middle of reading, so I'll be all over that. So if there's something on here that you think sounds interesting, give me a holler in the comments. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.